Hello. Yeah, I felt like doing a Jack Earnie audiobook because it kind of works a lot better as a Jack Earnie audiobook as opposed to, like just reading it out in text. Plus, I think it'll make it more popular, I guess. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty funny. I haven't written Jack Earnie, I've been going through probably about a period of about 3 years of just me bullshitting with my friends where it's like the most awful, stupid fucking ideas we can come up with. And I wrote most of it down. So, yeah, Jackie Earnie. So, there's a lot of lore I'll go through at the end of this just so you can like catch up, I guess. I'm considering this like a hard-ish reboot where it's just in the next universe over. Uh it's all right. I'll just go through with this and then I'll explain what else, was needed to know. So, plus, one of the best things is my voice when I do these characters is just so fucking retarded. I love the way I say it, like Jackie Earnie, like that is the epitome of every character just walks up to him, and then we think of like the most retarded, stupid, unimpressive, downright like barely usable abilities or abilities that are so specific, you know. So Jack Earney was floating through space for a long time. The universe was collapsing in him, and he was like, man, this sucks. The universe collapsed, and bam. He felt the big bang and was in a new room. Jackie Earney, a man wearing clothes said. Jackie Earney looked at the people in the room. He remembered them from the last universe. Alcohol, simply known as Alcohol. Team Healer. Okay, so I'm just gonna. This was pretty much. I had to write down all the characters. So Alcohol's ability is if he has. It's. I don't know how we came up with it. I don't know who came up with this. I don't know how we came up with this, but if he makes a bet, like the best way to think of it is dice. So if he throws a dice and he's like, I bet there it's gonna be a six, and if it lands on a six, it will revive one person, one human being, or actually, no, it's one living organism that has ever existed in the universe. And the same's true when he gets the bet wrong. So if he bets a five and it gets a six, it'll kill one random person in one living organism in the universe. And the joke is he always gets it right for no fucking reason. He doesn't actually have any luck powers. That's his main power. He also has a sub ability called Tahiti Time, which has a 1 in 1 Vigintillion chance of activating, which I think is like 40,000 zeros. And if it does activate, he can go anywhere in the universe. But the joke is he always teleports right where he needs to be, or I don't think he's ever had a single bad teleport. He can also teleport into things. It's just fucking retarded stuff. He also has he used to have his first ability, which is alcohol poisoning, which is the same thing where if he drank some alcohol, he could poison one random thing in the universe. It was random chance, and it always happened to be exactly who was targeted, and he I this was actually a really funny one where he went up to the devil who gives powers in this universe, and he was just like, all right, make me immune to alcohol poisoning so my power works better, but it just made his power not work. So it's pretty funny. So, Elliot, if I fall off of a building, I won't die due to the fact that I have a superpower preventing me from sustaining fall damage. His name is what his power is. Any fall damage he can't die from. He also has a second ability of being able to go down a ladder at light speed, and for every plank he goes down at double his speed. He was a guy who's just down there. So his ability is he's always the like I don't again, this is just whenever there's a ladder, he's always the first one up, and it's always they're on like a 1,000-foot ladder, and he's just like he looks down, oh, I forgot something. And then he just goes all the way down. So It's really stupid. He always drop kicks people at light speed, and he doesn't die because he lands on his feet when he hits people, so it's technically fall damage, so he's completely like fine. And I made it. I used to make it every nanometer, but that's a plank, so that's like the smallest observable measurement in the entire universe. So yeah, he's just stupid. Federal governments hate him, and I'm not pronouncing the last name, but you can see it's 2 exclamation points. I'm not saying how to say it. I think it's a better thing if that's just his name. So he has the ability to make anything untraceable as long as no one has seen it, heard of it, tasted it, or felt it, or smelt it. His ability applies to himself as well, so he has no sense capability in his entire body. So that is his ability, but he has cut every single nerve ending in his body. He has no vision, no sound, nothing. He I don't know how he even walks around, but the joke is he's always like, he's the driver, he's the sniper, he's the lookout, he's this, that, and the other thing. He's always doing the stuff that has to do with senses, and even though he has no concept of hearing or anything, he's always like, or feeling, like he can't even feel vibrations in his head. He's always just like, well, I bet Jackie Earnie said this, and he's just able to talk like nothing's going on. And then Peter Paper Not Cut, who has the ability to can't get a paper cut and he can't drown in lemon juice, which it's always, I don't know, again, dumb, dumb shit. Cheese Winchester Mac 11 Stapler. He's a man who was cursed by a wizard to have his life force tied to a Toyota Prius. He also has the ability to climb the corporate ladder instantaneously. He's sort of like the Nick Fury of this universe, I guess you could say. He he built the Earth in the last universe, but I don't really know where to take him in this one. Quacky Learny. He's Jackie Earnie, but his face is those fake mustache glasses, and he even has his glasses like melded to his face, as well as his giant nose and his big ass mustache. Like that's his face. Um, he also, like Jackie Earnie, has space time manipulation immunity. Captain Battle, who is one of my favorite characters from the last universe. He is the world's most famous hero, and his catchphrase is "Villains, I will rape you," and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Captain Battle, he's so cool!" Everyone loves Captain Battle. He's just like the most coolest character ever. He's actually a public domain hero, which I stole because I wanted to include one, but if anyone wants to use this version of Captain Battle, I would be absolutely shocked. So his powers, he can make anyone fight him as long as he dies. It's so stupid because in the Jackie Earney universe, once you go to hell, once you die, you have like two bodies. So once you're in hell, it basically becomes like Minecraft, where wherever you die, your body just comes back to the place where you died at. And in up above, once you revive yourself, you just go right back and get a new body. So he's just like he's just in he's one of the few people who gets to be in heaven, but heaven is reserved for Saddam Hussein, Adolf Hitler, Pol Pot, and Genghis Khan and Captain Battle. Other than that, no one else is allowed in heaven. The only reason why is because God's just like, you know what? I want to spice it up. So that's literally the only thing. And when Captain Battle's in heaven, he's like, all food on Earth, fight me. So all the food on Earth goes into heaven, which it's stupid, but they're all in heaven. It's dumb. All right, so now that's a basic recap. So now I can go back to reading it. I look at who is looking at me. He looks at me. I am your commander. Your commander was a famous military general. He's leading this group, but for what reason? I grab the script and start looking. Al steps on my shoe. We don't take kindly to vampires in this operation. He held 3 fingers up. He spit on my face. Number 1, we don't take kindly to people with powers. Number 2, I don't like vampires. They're all freaky. Number 3, they don't show up in mirrors. Like, who does that? What kind of thing has no reflection? Number 4, I don't like what you're wearing? I look at my clothes. I start to describe them when the narrator tells me I can't since the series works better as a purely text idea. Well, I think they're good, I say to them. I say to him. Al just glares at me. Then he Florenzas at me. Then he glows at me. Then he walks away still awkwardly glowing. His pinky won't change color for whatever reason. It's kind of embarrassing for him. Jackie Earnie then says, well, at least I don't have an opaque finger that won't glow when I try to intimidate someone. Ooh! Everyone in the room took this as a challenge to alcohol. Federal walks between us. Gentlemen, we need to work out our differences. Jackie Earnie, was it? Jackie Earnie responds, I want to be called... Yes, I know. Jackie Earnie. You wish to be called Jackie Earnie. Isn't that right, Jackie Earnie? Jackie Earnie nodded. I love being called Jackie Earnie. Ernie Schmurney, Alcohol whispered. Enough, Yor yells at us. Jackie, give me $20. Al, give me $20 as well. Me and Al both gave him $20. That's better. Jackie Earnie, you are tasked with fighting down a group whose intentions are not quite known by us yet. The Evil Eight. You are going with... He started to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo to decide. He put his hand over his face and opened his 2 fingers to look. He did this for about 15 minutes. And it is now you, he pointed to alcohol. Peter Paper Not Cut, you're up. Peter and me started walking to the elevator. He has the dossier in his second back left pocket. This guy is seriously easy to fight. We fight him, member 97,835 of the Evil Eight, and we're one step closer to being the Evil Eight. Evil Eight? Jackie Earnie says. Peter frowned. Does the Evil 10 really roll off of the tongue to you? I guess he was right, as gay as he was. Speaking of gay, Peter says, do you have anyone at home? Jackie Earnie was embarrassed. I had a wife and a son, but I am gay, so it's been a bit awkward. Stupid poopy head Ernie, or Jack Ernie as he decided to call himself, has become a supervillain. Peter patted Jackie on the back. Don't worry, you'll find someone. I have Federal. I hope I get his last name. I'd love to wake up every morning by Mr. Again, I'm not gonna... I have no definitive way. You can if it's you like federal governments hate him, or if you scream his whole name, or if he's 2 exclamation marks, I don't really care, but it's just as a purely text idea, you have to like what would you call that? Would you really call them 2 exclamation points, or you just be like it doesn't make any sense, you know? You're a detective, aren't you, Jackie? Jackie Earnie said to himself. Peter looked intrigued. You're a detective, aren't you, Jackie Earnie? Jackie Earnie began to humble brag. Well, I was the ruler of Central African Republic. I fought Time Lords. I fought an original character who had reality manipulation. And I came from the last universe because of a guy summoning a cubic light year of milk and destroying the fabric of the universe. Also, at the same time, the last universe's Al was playing Go Fish and used his power, and it was killing God, but he didn't want to let go of his power, and he destroyed the universe too. Which, I'll just break this down for the uninformed. So, in the last universe, Alcohol, he was playing Go Fish with God. Don't ask me why. I don't know how we came up with that. He bet God didn't have like a 4 on Go Fish, and he was right. He didn't. So God was dying, and Alcohol was like, I'm not going to change it back. I don't care. So the universe was just collapsing in on itself, and like everyone but Jackie Earnie died. As well as the guy who had the ability to create a cubic light years worth of milk instantaneously caused... The thing is that we originally thought it was funny and everyone would drown in milk, but one of our friends told us that if you were to summon that much milk all at once, it would create a black hole. And keep in mind, this is a black hole the size of like, a cubic light year. You can even comprehend how big that is. So it would end up just destroying the universe. So yeah. Peter looked stupefied. That guy in Central African Republic was actually Flaxy Blurnley. He's a guy who looks just like you. Secondly, I don't believe in past universes. Also, secondly, if that's the case, then why wasn't Quacky Earnie there? Jackie Earnie smiled. They were next to that black hole, but I pushed them in and they all died. Oh, makes sense to me. Peter and Jackie went to the ground level. Secondly, also, how are you a vampire anyway? I tell him that I was dared to drink vampire semen and I got powers that way. It was in a fruit punch bowl. So I have most of their powers but no weakness to sunlight. They went to Peter's car. The the paper not cut mobile. It was a it was a unicycle. Hop on. I hopped on Peter's back and we drove to our location. I feel the wind in the air. I see a bump ahead. Hit that one! Hit that one! I say with the most disgust I've ever felt in my entire life. He hits the bump and we go flying. Since I can fly, I save myself and land nicely. Peter falls off the cliff to his death. I look and see the world's largest hole sign. I see nothing down there but assume Peter's corpse is down there. I start flying down there and see Peter is alive hanging onto a tree branch. Wasn't that fun? Peter asks me. I grab the dossier and fly back up. Oh, okay, I'll see you later then, Peter said. I go back up to the road and a car is about to hit me. I grab it with my vampire strength and throw it down the cliff. I continue to look at the dossier. File name, alias Nailgun. Real name, real name. Power, can control his nails and nails growth. He uses it to grapple onto things. Is a pillar of the local gay community and the community at large. He helps local homeless shelters at least one time a week. He wants to steal food for the homeless. Shoot to kill. Peter finally gets back up. Whoa, I can't believe I made that. He gets up and stands proud. Suddenly, a school bus comes out and is about to fall off the cliff. I smack Peter on the back. You're up. I take the paper not cut mobile and start driving to find Real. I see Peter struggle to do anything as the bus falls over the cliff. Someone on the bus uses fingernails that grow to grab around his leg. Probably just a coincidence. I say to some random dude I never met. Isn't that your target, Jackie Earnie? Some random dude I've never met asks me. Oh, right. I forgot. I use the nitro to go down and help Peter fight Nailgun. I see the nails are ripping in the sides of Peter, who is hanging onto the side of the branch again. Nailgun is holding the whole bus with his fingernails. Peter is near death. Nails aren't paper. This sucks. Ow. Owie. Nailgun evilly asks, why did you crash this bus? This bus is filled with special needs children. I quip back. You have special needs if you think I'm gonna be, if I'm gonna believe you, retard. Sorry. Let me say that better. You have special needs if you think I'm gonna believe you, retard. I pull out my gun and aim it at Nailgun's head. I shoot and it's stopped by Nailgun's nails growing around the bullet. Aww, I say. Then I shoot again, this time at Peter. I blast through his foot. Ah! Peter says monotone. When Nailgun is distracted, I shoot him again. This time I get his back, his legs go limp. Oh my god, help me! He says evilly. His toenails he tried growing to help save the kids aren't growing anymore. Score one for me. I start blasting away at the kids and try to get Nailgun to drop Peter. Nailgun throws Peter back up the cliff. Okay, just leave me alone. This guy tried killing me in a bus filled with innocent children. Why are you even shooting at me? I yell to him, you're a member of the Evil Eight. Nailgun is confused. No, I'm not. Peter looks at the dossier. Flip it upside down, Jackie. I do, and wow, did I have this one wrong? It wasn't Nailgun. He's a member of the Helpful Eight. Sorry about that. I say as I start to walk away. Peter stops me. No evidence. I look back. Oh yeah, sure, why not? I punch into the side of the cliff so Nailgun falls down with his bus filled with kids. I see it turns into a fiery, violent explosion, killing mostly everyone, probably. We head out to the Paper Knot Cupmobile. So, who is our actual target? I ask Peter. It's to get pizza from Mickey's sub shop. Oh, okay, I say. It will be a long quest to kill the evil eight. So, that's part one.